Well, there are very few times in your career when you can ever say, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome ZOLA.
Thank you.
ZOLA, thank you very much indeed for joining us. You've just completed the last keynote event of the World Retail Congress 2022 here in Rome. And we learned something very new about you, or at least probably limited people know, that you're a retailer as well.
Yeah. Yes, I am. It's with a few friends we started this retails in ice cream. So we have a small chain of ice cream shops, mainly in America and UK and in Italy. So we are trying to develop it.
Well, you have to tell us what the brand name is so that we can all go out
The
and buy
brand
some.
name is, in Europe we are called Unico Ice Cream, and in America we are Gelato & Co. Ice Cream. So
well, go out and get your ice creams from there.
You won't be disappointed, I promise.
I've never disappointed with ice creams. ZOLA, many people have looked at sport and looked at business and think that they're two completely separate things. What can we as business people learn from the way in which a team works, the way in which a manager and a coach gets the best out of individuals?
Well, this is exactly what we were talking about before. I mean, it's whether you are doing business or you're doing sport or you're doing something else. I mean, it's always a human being that is facing a challenge, and so therefore the qualities that the qualities as a person that you need to have to be successful are the same. Of course, the body in a sportman, the body is important, of course, but the body and the ability with a ball or with a racket comes only if you can master your ability as a person. And I think one of the most important things is obviously self-discipline. The ability to develop patience, endurance, because whatever you do, whether you are doing, you play football or something else, I mean, you will fail, you will face failures, you will face defeats, difficulties, and I think only by accepting them and learning from the lessons from those moments that you can become better in that activity. There is nobody that has mastered something without, failing and falling onto the ground and then, standing up again and trying again. So I think that is one big thing in common between the two worlds.
In sport, more than others, there are very highs and there are dreadful lows.
Yes.
I'm very interested to understand, as a player when you lose a game and as a manager when you lose a game, you're one of the few people that have done both. Which feels worse?
Well, I tell you that if you are a player and you lose 3-2 and you score 2 goals, you go home and you're thinking, well, maybe it's not too bad. But if you are a manager and you go home and you lose 3-2, yeah, it's a completely different. So no, the way you face the two things is different. Obviously, the manager has got the responsibility of everything, and he has to think about many things, and the footballer is different unless he's a very mature person, and unless certain circumstances, you feel less responsibility about what you're doing, and so yeah, the manager is a different world, more complicated, and so therefore more difficult.
When you get home after a game, and either you've won or you've lost, the next day, is it starting from scratch again? Do you forget about the last game and just focus on the next game and the strategy you need to be successful?
Well, I think it's very much as any person reacts differently. I mean, some people they try to forget immediately and then they think about it the day after. For a few days, they reflect on the performance, what is going wrong, what is going well, and how to improve. Some people actually, for example, they don't sleep the night after a bad performance or defeat because they cannot get over with their minds, and so we all react differently. But again, it's, reflection after a performance is one of the most important things. And so you don't have to forget. You have to actually analyze very well in a calm way with a lot of lucidity, because you need to pick up the things that they can be done better, and then during the week you work on those things in order to improve and to prepare for the next game. This is a must process that you need to do. I don't know, it's like maybe you're selling ice creams and you get complaints about your pistachio. And so you need to analyze what is wrong with your pistachio and see what is not working. Maybe it's the quality of the pistachios, or maybe it's the milk, or whatever. And you need to to make it better if you wanna next time that you open to sell it and to have people happy about that.
Many times when you're watching a game at half time. The team comes on after half-time, and it feels like it's a completely different game, a completely different team. What is sometimes said in the dressing room at half-time that can turn a game, a team, one's performance into something different, and what can we learn from that from a business perspective?
Well, I think that is one of the most important and one of the most difficult moments, because when you are, even as a manager, when you are on the touchline and you are following your team and the team is performing bad, sometimes you can go through emotions and you don't see exactly what is happening. But that is actually one of the crucial moments, because when you go in the 50 minutes in between times, you need to understand what is really going on and try to sort the problem out. Sometimes it can be a matter of attitude. So the players are, I don't know, a little bit confused, or they are a little bit, not focused. They're taking it, they're undervaluing the game, and they didn't manage to get into the game, into the rhythm of the game. In that moment, you need to be strong, and you need to address this, and you have to also sometimes, face reality and be really, really strong about it. Sometimes it can be a tactical reason. Maybe there is one part of the pitch in which you are weak, and the opposition is taking advantage of that side and creating opportunities, and therefore undermining your confidence. So in that case, you have to probably make a change in that part of the pitch, putting somebody more defensive or more offensive, depending on the situation. So as a manager, you have to always be, always in control of the situation, because it's not easy when you are on the touchline, if you lose control, to spot those things.
Well, Zola, you are an incredible player, you're an incredible manager, and I have every confidence you'll be an incredible retailer.
Thank you
so much for talking to me.
Very kind.